Elevate Kamilla Cardoso and let everything run through her. Let her be the dominant force down close to the basket for the Chicago Sky. Turn Angel Reese into a role player, and you know what will happen? You will be an improved team, and you will win games.
What if everything you thought you knew about winning in the WNBA was completely wrong? The Chicago Sky just clinched their first victory, a moment fans have desperately awaited, but the real story isn't a superstar stepping up. It's a superstar stepping down. While all eyes were fixed on a certain highly hyped rookie, she was sidelined during the game's most crucial moments. And in her stunning absence, an overlooked talent, Kamilla Cardoso, absolutely exploded for a career high, completely dominating the court and exposing a path to victory no one saw coming. This wasn't coincidence. The numbers don't lie. When the league's biggest rookie plays less, the Sky wins. Tonight, we expose the controversial truth behind the Sky's shocking turnaround and why redefining stardom might be their only path to victory. Get ready to have your expectations shattered.
Angel Reese, part 36, let's get it!
Another day, another 3 me-bounds for our me-bounding queen. Now 50% me-bound rate. How about it? Oh, she's learning to pass now, huh?
Bang!
Fastest to 500 rebounds in WNBA history. I wonder why. She's learning to kick it out now. How about it? These announcers are hilarious. They're like, she's learning not to get swatted 3 times in a row. Now it's only twice.
He's a pro basketball player, not a Make-A-Wish kid.
By the way, this is called a foul. I don't know about you, but that's all ball, baby. All ball!
The air in the arena was thick with a palpable tension. This wasn't just any game, it was a pivotal matchup, a must-win scenario, and it marked a high-stakes professional debut for a rookie against a formidable opponent. But as the fourth quarter's clock began to tick, the head coach Tyler Marsh made a decision that sent tremors of shock through the entire WNBA landscape. The highly anticipated rookie, the player whose every move had been meticulously scrutinized since college, the supposed cornerstone of the Sky's future, found herself ignominiously relegated to the sideline. This was no casual substitution, no mere quick breather, and certainly no strategic timeout. This was a deliberate, undeniable benching during the game's most critical make-or-break moments.
This guy finally won a game. We had Angel Reese with a double single. Cardoso was exceptional.
The player, whose presence had dominated headlines, was now a mere spectator, forced to watch as her teammates battled fiercely for their elusive first victory of the season. Fans watched in collective disbelief as the supposed superstar was sidelined, a decision that spoke volumes about her performance and the coach's desperate, daring search for a winning formula. The implications were immediate, stark, and utterly brutal. The team's presumed leader was, in that moment, deemed a liability when it mattered most, an uncomfortable truth laid bare for everyone to see.
Guess what did not happen? No double-double for Angel Reese equals victory for the Chicago Sky. She should be your 4th or 5th offensive option because she can't shoot. She still couldn't shoot last night. That's just a fact. She still could not shoot the basketball.
Leading up to that fateful decision, and throughout the game's early stages, a clear, uncomfortable picture had been emerging. The player's performance was consistently, disturbingly below expectations, forming a troubling pattern that Coach Marsh, and indeed the entire league, could no longer simply ignore. Her 2-for-6 shooting, her persistent tendency to force difficult shots, and her baffling inability to convert what should have been easy opportunities had become a glaring, detrimental weakness. The statistics from the game were a nightmare. She went scoreless in the first quarter, missing all 3 of her attempts, and by halftime, she'd scraped together a mere 1 measly point.
Angel Reese, I'm sorry, y'all, she's not a star basketball player. She's a star person. Her game is she can be a great role player. You can be a star in your role. Draymond Green is a star in his role. Angel Reese can be a star in her role, rebounding, creating havoc, creating extra possessions. She play hard on the defensive end. Angel Reese can be a good player for a good team. Her role has to be defined. You don't need her trying to be a scorer.
Her woeful 33% shooting percentage wasn't just low, it was a lead weight, actively dragging down an offense that desperately needed every single basket it could get. This wasn't merely an off night, this was a continuation of a pattern, the player forcing plays that simply weren't there, and in doing so, actively hurting her team's chances at victory. The frustration, both on the court and in the stands, reached a palpable boiling point during a viral moment that perfectly encapsulated her struggles. An opposing player, a former teammate of a rival sensation, delivered a thunderous block on her layup attempt, a powerful, almost humiliating rejection that became an instant symbol of the player's offensive struggles and consistently poor shot selection. Social media exploded, fans reacting with a potent mix of shock, exasperation, and even a touch of vindication as the player was repeatedly stuffed at the rim, unable to convert. That block wasn't just a phenomenal defensive play, it was a resounding statement. It revealed in the most painful way possible how easily opposing teams could neutralize her when she resorted to forcing contested, ill-advised shots.
Well, she's not efficient at all, and the lack of efficiency in her shooting leads to losses. Right here, 97-92. This was in Chicago. Let's just scroll down here. Angel Reese, 25 minutes, 2 of 6 from the field, 33%. You're 6'4", 33%. I mean, honestly, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 6 points. You're right in your lane. Yeah, you're right in your lane.
But as the bench player sat on the sideline, absorbing a harsh public lesson, something utterly extraordinary was unfolding on the court. Kamilla Cardoso, a player who had largely operated in the shadow of her more heralded teammate for what felt like an eternity, suddenly found herself thrust into the blinding spotlight, becoming the undeniable focal point of the Sky's rejuvenated offense. This wasn't supposed to be Cardoso's night, or even her time. She had never scored more than 15 points in a single game throughout her entire professional career, and yet now, the entire team's strategy was shifting, seemingly overnight, to run through her. The transformation was instant, breathtaking, and utterly decisive. Cardoso scored the Sky's first 10 points, exploding with a newfound confidence and aggression that caught everyone, including her opponents, completely by surprise. She attacked the rim with purpose, made intelligent, quick reads in the post, and with every successful play, established herself as a legitimate, formidable scoring threat from the opening tip. This early offensive surge didn't just build momentum for Chicago, it provided them with something they had sorely lacked all season, a reliable, efficient scoring option who wasn't forcing every single issue, who allowed the game to come to her.
For the Chicago Sky, in the first half, it was all Cardoso. Cardoso ended the game with 23. Cardoso in the first half she had her first 10 points for the team. So she had 23.
Even Courtney Vandersloot, the Sky's veteran, Hall of Fame-bound point guard, fully endorsed this radical strategic shift. She publicly declared, without hesitation, that Cardoso needs to touch the ball a lot, and quickly recognized her innate understanding of the game's flow and rhythm. When a player of Vandersloot's immense caliber calls for more touches for a teammate, you know, without a shadow of a doubt, that player is making the right plays and earning every single opportunity presented to them. Cardoso wasn't merely scoring, she was dominating both ends of the court, controlling the paint defensively with authority, diving fearlessly for loose balls, and making crisp, sharp passes that kept the offense flowing like a well-oiled machine. Her efficiency was astounding, 9 of 13 from the field, a phenomenal 69%, and an equally impressive 5 of 6 from the free throw line, equating to 83%. This was a stark, almost painful contrast to the other players' approach, where forced shots and chaotic plays often stifled the team's momentum and fluidity. Cardoso simply let the game come to her, naturally, effortlessly, and powerfully. Each basket she made seemed to unlock even more of her vast untapped potential, and suddenly, magically, the Sky looked like a formidable, cohesive unit, playing with purpose and possessing a legitimate, dominant inside presence.
The way Angel played in the fourth is the way she probably should be playing. She's a good role player. She's a good role player. Like, it was a solid performance. Like, she made a couple of extra passes. She kind of swung 1 or 2 times and the team won a few times. And like, Like, the team got a couple of scores from all 5 people's ball movement.
What exactly happened when the struggling player was benched in that pivotal fourth quarter? The Sky offense immediately became more fluid, more dynamic, and utterly unrecognizable from the disjointed, predictable unit it had been throughout the season. Ball movement improved dramatically, becoming crisp and decisive, and they spectacularly outscored their Dallas opponents in the final period. Players instinctively started making the extra pass, abandoning the frustrating tendency to force contested, low-percentage shots. The court spacing opened up, creating wide lanes and clear opportunities, and suddenly, Chicago looked, for the first time all season, like a true professional basketball team, not a desperate collection of individuals scrambling for personal statistics.
Kamilla Cardoso had her best game of the season, might have had the best game of her young career. To be honest, I don't really remember. She had a couple decent games her rookie year, but I don't really remember her having a game as good as this one.
This wasn't merely a strategic coaching decision. It was a profound, undeniable revelation. It was the irrefutable proof of what the Sky could truly become when they stopped trying to force plays through a struggling, inefficient offensive anchor. While the benched player was absorbing a harsh public lesson in humility, the collective talent of the Sky finally, gloriously shone through, unburdened by inefficient hero ball. The team's assist numbers soared to unprecedented heights, jumping to 25+ in consecutive games, a crystal clear indicator of dramatically improved ball sharing and collaborative play. Their overall shooting percentages also saw a significant measurable boost when the offense wasn't singularly focused on that one player. Chicago finally stopped forcing everything through their struggling supposed star, and in doing so, they started playing like the professional basketball team they were always supposed to be.
Kamilla Cardoso. Guess who finally got more minutes than Angel Reese in a ball game? Hell has frozen over, I guess. But finally, they ran this whole shooting match through Cardoso.
Here's where things transcend anecdotal observation and delve into the realm of undeniable fact. The statistical evidence that had been meticulously building all season just became an inescapable, impossible to ignore reality. The players' performance against Dallas wasn't merely a fleeting bad game. It was part of a deeply troubling, consistent pattern that the numbers reveal with cold, hard clarity. While fans and certain segments of the media have been quick to make excuses, offering justifications for her struggles, the unvarnished data tells a story that is increasingly difficult, if not impossible, to defend. Her 6 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists in 25 minutes might superficially look decent on paper, but her shooting efficiency and decision-making were, frankly, alarming. She shot just 2 for 6 from the field, a brutal, unforgivable 33.3% shooting percentage for someone in her position. This wasn't an anomaly or a fluke. She went completely scoreless in the entire first quarter and managed only 1 measly point by halftime.
She showed up today. Kamilla Cardoso showed up today. I can't knock it. It was a hell of a game. Like I said, Vandersloot, pick and roll masterpiece, hesitating, scoop layups, finding open players, finding Kamilla. It was a hell of a game from Sloot. Ariel Atkins showed up back-to-back games, getting busy, being that scorer that Chicago needs, that scorer, that shot creator, that late in the shot clock guy where it's like, hey, it's late in the shot clock. We got 6 seconds left. We need you to go get a bucket. Ariel Atkins is showing she could step up and be that player for the Chicago Sky.
These are not the numbers, nor the impact you expect from someone widely touted as a primary offensive threat. Even more telling, and perhaps damning, was the Sky's offensive rating with this player on versus off the court. The team visibly, dramatically moved the ball better and generated significantly higher percentage shots when she wasn't dominating possessions with forced attempts. You could see it unfolding in real time, a stark transformation. When she wasn't demanding touches and forcing plays, the offense actually flowed like it was designed to, with purpose and precision. Teammates instinctively made the extra pass, found open players in optimal positions, and took smarter, higher percentage shots, leading to genuinely good winning basketball. The comparison to her season averages unequivocally showed that this wasn't just one isolated bad night. The player has been consistently underperforming expectations, and the numbers, with ruthless honesty, confirm that stark reality.
9 of 13. 69% from the field. 83% from the line. 8 rebounds. 23 points. She was dominant last night. Dominant. Let's look at it a little bit.
Here at Wintrust, and a quick move and quick night. Wings and Sky, the Wings, like I mentioned.
I mean, she was dominant. Look at it. Inside, close to the basket. Misses one. There's Angel. Angel actually threw the ball back.
The most damning evidence wasn't merely her individual stats, but the tangible, undeniable improvement in team performance the moment she wasn't the primary offensive option. The Sky's significantly improved offensive numbers, their dramatic increase in assists, and their notably better shooting percentages powerfully reveal that their true winning formula might require this specific player to accept a profoundly different role than what she or her ardent fan base ever anticipated or desired.
Kamilla Cardoso, 9 of 13, 5 of 6 from the line, 8 rebounds, 23 and 8. That's what you need from her. That's what you need from her. Kamilla Cardoso should be giving you 10 rebounds a night. At 6'7", she should be getting 10 rebounds a night. Now, this is what frustrates people with Kamilla Cardoso is she'll have a game like this, 23 and 8, and then you don't know what you're going to get from her next game. Kamilla might not show. Kamilla might go for 6 points and 3 rebounds next game. She got to start demonstrating a level of consistency that the coach and the Sky fans can rely on.
Seen Kamilla, let me just pause it. We've seen Kamilla trailing Angel a lot lately and or cutting around the basket while Angel's down here and she keeps throwing up shots and keeps missing. Angel actually threw the ball back to Kamilla and it worked. Right here, oh, I miss a layup. I get my own rebound. Guess what? One shot, it's back in. One shot, it's back in.
What's truly astonishing about this unfolding situation is how it highlights a stark, almost poetic contrast with another high-profile WNBA rookie, a player whose very absence tells an entirely different, equally compelling story. While the struggling player was getting benched in Chicago and her team finally found a way to win, another rising star was sitting out with an injury in Indiana, and her team was absolutely crumbling. Two highly touted sensations, two completely different situations, and the results couldn't be more telling about who truly matters to their team's success. If the other star's injury did anything, it should serve as a seismic, undeniable wake-up call to the entire WNBA. Her team, the Fever, without her, looked utterly lost, struggling desperately to score, unable to initiate any coherent offense, and completely falling apart at the seams.
Rasheed Wallace once said 3 great words: ball don't lie. Bang! At this rate, she's gonna be leading the league in turnovers as a big under sign on her brow. Said hot, hot, bang! A lot of new people here are asking, hey, what does butter pecan mean? I'll tell you what it means. It's butter pecan! Bang!
Indiana simply cannot function without their star point guard orchestrating the offense and creating plays for everyone else. When she sits, there's simply nobody on the roster who can even begin to replicate her unmatched court vision, her breathtaking ability to find open teammates, or her undeniable leadership on the floor. Her team's entire system breaks down, collapsing under the weight of her absence, because they built everything around having a generational talent who genuinely elevates everyone around her.
She just blocked the shit.
6 game of her.
Boom! Get that crap out of here. She just blocked the shit out of Angel Reese. I mean, God, she's terrible.
They recorded 0 fast break points in their game without her, a damning indictment of their offensive paralysis and dependence. Meanwhile, the Sky, without their struggling player in crunch time, looked more organized, more efficient, and more dangerous than they had all season. Chicago's offensive rating improved when she wasn't forcing shots and dominating possessions. The ball started moving naturally, players found better looks, and suddenly they resembled a professional basketball team instead of 5 individuals trying to pad their stats.
That's good basketball. That is good. Did you see how happy her teammate was? Look at that. I mean, a dominant force. She's an absolute. Look at these made layups. It's wow. Who would have thought? Who would have thought made layups being efficient would lead to winning ball? I guess I would have thought it.
The numbers reveal everything about these two players. One's absence leaves a massive, unfillable void in assists, points, offensive efficiency, and leadership that nobody can replicate. Her team went from being a playoff contender to looking completely lost without their floor general. Every possession becomes a desperate uphill struggle when you don't have someone who can see the court the way she does. Conversely, the other players' reduced role allowed teammates like Cardoso to flourish, powerfully proving that sometimes in professional sports, addition by subtraction actually works.
Need to know who is reffing these WNBA games.
Got Helen Keller, Ray Charles, and Stevie Wonder out there with the whistle in their mouth.
Not a travel. I didn't know you could do the Cupid shuffle when you got the ball in your hand. Skippity pop, boom, boom, boom.
Bang!
The ball tells the truth. The ball gets justice. No, it's the end of the school year and everything. We got prom coming up, but I didn't know you could dance on the WNBA court like that.
Times I gotta tell you need your passport to travel.
When Chicago stopped forcing everything through their struggling player, other players stepped up, found their rhythm, and played their natural, impactful games. Cardoso dropped 23 points because she finally received the touches and positioning she truly deserved, and the team reaped the rewards. It's crystal clear. One player makes everyone around them better, elevating their entire team's performance, while the other, at times, seems to make the game harder for her teammates, disrupting offensive flow and creating chaos. One elevates her teammates' games by creating easy scoring opportunities and consistently making the right play. The other forces shots, disrupts offensive flow, and actually makes her team worse when she's attempting to do too much.
Just like that, Kathy Engelbert, the WNBA, the team owners, the Players Association, in the split of an instance, all of it can change. In a split instance, all of it can change. If this injury does anything, it should be a wake-up call to the WNBA.
The evidence is irrefutable. When one star sits, her team crumbles. But when the other sits, her team thrives, showing us exactly who the real difference maker is between these two supposedly equally impactful rookies.
Indiana Fever lose to a young Washington Mystics team, 83-77. Look lost without Caitlin Clark.
The Chicago Sky's first win of the season, a shocking, unexpected victory against all previous evidence and expectation, has revealed a profound truth that is going to fundamentally reshape their entire season and perhaps the very future of their roster. Sometimes, the absolute best, most impactful thing a struggling, high-profile star can do is step aside, allowing the team to find its true identity. While teams like the Indiana Fever are rightly building their entire foundation around players who undeniably elevate their teammates, the Sky just stumbled upon a brutal but undeniable revelation. Their true most effective path to success might mean significantly limiting the role of their supposed superstar.
The Sky have one potential bona fide superstar, and that is Kamilla Cardoso. It is not Angel Reese. Last night, Angel Reese, and look, her fans, if she is played the right way by a team, her fans are going to burn down social media, and they're going to burn down the Chicago Sky, because Angel Reese's line should look something like 4 to 6 points with 8 to 10 rebounds and 3 assists. That should be her line.
The pattern is too stark, too consistent, and too powerful to simply be ignored. When one player sits, Chicago wins. When she plays heavy minutes and forces plays, they consistently lose. If this undeniable trend continues, we might be watching the beginning of a profound reality check for her, a necessary, painful reckoning that forces her to adapt her game to a more defined team-centric role. Simultaneously, and perhaps even more excitingly, we are witnessing the undeniable, explosive rise to stardom of Kamilla Cardoso, a player whose immense potential was visibly stifled until she was finally given the opportunity, the touches, and the spotlight she truly deserved to shine. The future of the Chicago Sky, and indeed the long-term trajectory of these two interconnected careers, rests entirely on how quickly they embrace this uncomfortable but ultimately liberating truth.